What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Friday. Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me on Twitter. This podcast being brought to you by our friends at BetMGM. And right now, in the middle of all the madness, you guys can take advantage of this. Get a new account with BetMGM. New users, you are eligible for a $1,000 first bet offer from BetMGM at sign up when you use the code JUICE at sign up at betmgm.com. All right, 4-1 day yesterday. We sweep the board for our college basketball bets. We go 3-0, 1-1 in hockey. Bruins under. I had that game read perfectly. Swayman played in net, not Allmark, but got the shutout. I thought it would be 2-1, potential shutout for the Bruins goaltender. The Bruins had been giving up way too many goals. That was very unlike the Bruins. So they locked it down defensively, as I thought Jim Montgomery, their coach, would do. 3-0 win against Winnipeg. Nice win there for the Bruins. And the under. 3-2 the final for Vancouver. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that third tying goal against the Coyotes. If they got that, the over would have hit. It would have been a 5-0. It would have been a sweep of a day. So 2.9 units up. It puts us up for the week heading into the weekend here on a Friday. So this is great as we head into another big day of college basketball. I've got a lot going today. This is like, buckle up. This podcast is going to be a little bit of a, it's going to be lengthy. Okay. I got a lot of picks to give you guys here. I have 4 college basketball picks. I have a lean to give you. I have 2 NHL bets to give you as well. I guess just one NHL bet to give you, and 1 NBA lean that I'll give you as well today. So yeah, big show for us here today. So let me tell you quickly here about what's going on with the 1-year premium upgrade contest that is going on in March. You can win a year of premium Betting Pros Premium if you subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Come on, people, get in here, right? 4-1 yesterday. Least you could do is click the little button. Comment underneath this video. Tell me yes, no, good, bad, whatever. What's your favorite bet for today on Friday? Tell me your favorite bet in the comment section underneath me. It could win you a 3-year of Betting Pros Premium, an upgrade. You could win that free upgrade to Betting Pros Premium, whether you're looking for access to exclusive picks, top-rated player props, custom analysis, or your betting performance. Betting Pros Premium has the tools to help you cash more bets. It's that simple. If you don't want to wait for the giveaway at the end of March, sign up today at bettingpros.com/upgrade and start betting smarter, not harder. All right. 3-0 in college basketball. I have a bet quickly to give you at the top. Auburn plus 5.5 against Houston. Not one, but 2 players. Marcus Satzer and another starter. Big questions for Kelvin Sampson's team with injuries. No Sasser in the first game, and Northern Kentucky pushed them. Auburn looked great at times, and it's a darn home game. All right? This is why we took Auburn yesterday. I'm wearing the Auburn hat now. Auburn money line, but the official bet is Auburn plus 5.5. My gut tells me this number closes closer to 3. Okay? Maybe even below 3 for Houston. Okay? Auburn is live. Let's take the plus 5.5 already here for Saturday. Let's jump in with that. I don't need to break it down much because you just watched Auburn play, so you know how good they are. You know where they are in Birmingham, and you know what's going on with Houston. No bueno right now for Houston without Marcus Sasser. Different team. Got another starter who's nicked up as well. No good. Plus 5.5. Auburn, 1.1 units. That bet is for Saturday. Okay? Gonzaga plays tonight. The total's coming down. You can get 156. I bet over 157 against Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's gear didn't show up. Bryce Drew had to get his brother to go ahead and give him the Baylor practice gear so they could practice. That's how bad it was. It's tough when you've never been in the dance before. My goodness gracious. So we've got that going tonight. Grand Canyon against Gonzaga over 157. We made that bet on Monday. Auburn was my first bet at -1. That came in easily. Over 157 was my second bet for Gonzaga. Numbers ticked down. We were with the steam with Auburn, closed at -1.5 or 2. We're against the steam here. Numbers coming down a bit, but I'm still comfortable with it. We're going over Gonzaga. And Grand Canyon Should be a really fun basketball game going back and forth. Can't wait to watch that game later on tonight for those two, for the Zags against I forget what Grand Canyon is. Forget what they are, but they're an unbelievable party school. They are so fun. Can't wait to see how many kids are there from Grand Canyon. Their student section is awesome, but over 157. Now, I'm not giving you a parlay today, all right? If you want one, I hit an 8-team moneyline parlay yesterday, a 5-1. I hit it. I posted it in the Discord channel. I'm going to give you another one, but it's only plus 118. So if you have to bet a parlay today, I avoided the minefields. I avoided Virginia. I avoided, Arizona. I avoided those teams. Here's 6 teams that I think are going to win today. UConn, Purdue, Xavier, Kansas State, Baylor, and Gonzaga. Okay? 6 teams. It's a plus 118 parlay. It's not great, but if you have to have, I've bet it, if you have to have a money line parlay today, if you have to have this, there you go. It's not official. Okay, I'm just giving it to you. UConn, Purdue, Xavier, Kansas State, Baylor, Gonzaga. All money lines. They're all at least minus 365. The one danger zone is Kansas State, but I think they win their game. UConn minus 500. I think they win their game. Those are the 2 lowest on this. Everything else is above 500 or minus 500 on that. You can jump in with that if you want. If you have to have a parlay, there you go with the parlay. Obviously, personally, I'm on Creighton minus 4.5. Okay, obviously, right? Jays against NC State. I'm not making it official. I'm not going to make you guys sweat that game with me, but I'm involved. Okay, not official, but I'm betting Creighton today. Okay, go Blue Jays. Let's see what happens. What I am betting officially. Okay, Gonzaga over 157. First bet. Second bet. Memphis minus 1.5 against Florida Atlantic. FAU is a trendy dog. It's a popular pick. Memphis 12-6-1 ATS this year on the road. FAU 11-6 ATS on the road in 20-10-1 against the number this year. Owls have been tremendous. 7-3 Memphis though, ATS over the last 10, up against a 5-5 FAU over their last 10 against the number. KenPom has this as a 1-point win for Memphis. I don't really care about that. These two teams are basically mirror images of each other in terms of when you start breaking down the numbers. It's the 31st and 26th offenses for adjusted efficiency playing against each other. The 36th adjusted efficiency defense for Memphis versus the 37th for FAU. Okay? These two teams play very similar paces. Effective field goal percentage, FAU's defense is 15th. Memphis is 29th. Offensively, FAU is 18th. Memphis is 49th. The difference is, a little more turnover prone. Memphis is, but not that bad. Offensive rebounding wise, Memphis is much better on the glass than FAU is, but FAU is much better at shooting threes. Top 30 in the country at 3-point percentage, nearly outside the top 100 for Memphis. Memphis shoots, it's pretty much a wash at 2 points. Free throws a little bit better on Memphis, but not that much better. These teams are extremely similar to each other. 14-3 on the road straight up for FAU, 13-6 on the road for Memphis. Both these teams won their conference tournaments. The difference is competition, okay? Just a different competition level for what Memphis played this year versus what FAU played this year. You go through the schedule for teams in the tournament that we've seen in terms of non-conference. Memphis played Vanderbilt. They beat them. Memphis played VCU. They beat them. Memphis played Seton Hall. They lost to them by 1. Memphis played Auburn. They beat them. Memphis played Alabama. They lost to them by 3. They took them. Memphis played Texas A&M. They beat them by 4. I mean, these are all tournament teams in the field that Memphis played against this year. Obviously, Houston, they lost to them twice and then beat them without Marcus Sasser in the conference final. Okay, these are all tournament teams. There's really nobody. Northern Kentucky, the team that just took Houston down to the wire a little bit, or I guess pushed them for 3/4 of a game. That's the only tournament team on the entire schedule for Florida Atlantic. I'm just taking the pedigree here, okay? I think the conference stinks for FAU. I think Memphis has just played a higher caliber of competition, and Memphis is playing in Columbus, Ohio. There'll be a lot of Memphis fans making the drive over to get up there to this game. Memphis, -1.5. I'm taking the Tigers here and Penny Hardaway to advance to the second round. I like Memphis to make a run here in this tournament, by the way. On my own bracket, I got Memphis going deep. I like Memphis a lot. I love their guard play. They're senior laden. They have a lot of really talented kids on this roster. Give me Memphis -1.5. Now, I haven't taken a big dog yet, okay? I am now. Vermont is +10.5 against Marquette. Do I think Vermont wins the game? No, I don't. But this is a team in UVM that's won 15 straight games. They're one of the oldest teams in college basketball, seniors all over the place. This team knows how to play in their system. They're not going to go away. They're not going to be intimidated by anybody. And Marquette, are they really a 2 seed? Like, doesn't this feel really heavy? All the numbers point to Marquette, all right? I totally get you. Start looking at the numbers for Marquette. They have the 7th most efficient offense in the country, up against 98th for Vermont. You have the 47th adjusted efficiency for defense for Marquette, up against 152nd for Vermont. Marquette offense, 7th in effective field goal percentage. Now, Vermont's 20th, not bad. Vermont does not turn the basketball over. They protect the ball. The one thing that Vermont does is they make you defend and they make you run offense. All right? They're not fast. Vermont's offense, 288th average possession length on offense. On defense, on defense, similar, 230th. They do not go fast. Marquette's defense is similar. Marquette's defense, they make you run your offense as well. You'd expect Shaka Smart's team, defensively laden. They get after it. 356th. It's one of the worst, longest possessions of the entire college basketball Division I. When you play Marquette, you don't shoot fast. They make you run offense, which Vermont is totally fine with. I mean, I watched the American East tournament. Vermont's comfortable, and they'll jack threes. Vermont, top 75 in the country in three-point percentage. They shoot them. Marquette does not. Marquette is number 3 in 2-point percentage, 58.8, third best in the country. They shoot a ton of twos. 17th for Vermont as well. They hit their shots. That's where the effective field goal percentage comes in here for them. Again, this is a senior-laden team. I know Marquette's going to have a lot of people in Columbus, okay? Not that hard for them to get over to Ohio from Milwaukee to come on down and go over, but I don't think this Vermont team wants to go anywhere. I think this Vermont team wants to make some noise. We just saw a 15 seed in Princeton beat Arizona. Now, I don't think Marquette's as sloppy as Arizona's going to be, but I think Vermont's going to be right there the entire game. They're going to be a pain in the neck, and if their three-point shots are falling, they could pull the upset. I think Marquette wins the game. I think Marquette makes a run after this, but I think Vermont puts a scare in them. I'm going to take the plus 10.5 points. Vermont plus 10.5 up against Marquette. Now, while I'm not going to make you guys trail me on Creighton laying 4.5, I am betting Drake, and I am going to take the Drake Bulldogs here plus the 2. Drake is 8-2 ATS over their last 10 games. Miami's 1-4 over the last five. And Norchad Omier, their star big, he's a game time decision. 6'7", active. And when he's not on the floor, Drake is going to be able to guard. I really believe this, that Drake's going to be able to guard Miami if they don't have their full complement of post players. You saw look, they're not going to attack him on the inside, but the major weakness for Miami was big play. Drake can guard, and Drake can get the ball inside, and Drake can use their shooters to spread the floor and make life difficult, and they can go and rebound. Look, Miami's offense is very good, right? 11th best adjusted efficiency, 19th effective field goal percentage, but Drake's defense is 46th and 41st in those categories. Effective field goal percentage, 54th. Drake, 99th for adjusted efficiency on offense, but Drake three-point shooting could be a massive factor in this game, okay? Drake's going to have to hit a bunch of threes. Miami shoots a bunch of threes too. That's how they separate from their teams. 36.8%, that's 41st. 36.7%, that's 43rd, all right? Who hits more threes? Here's a stat to look at, and it's not that stunning, right? When we start looking at stats, but Drake is 19-0 when they shoot 46% or better this season. Miami averages 45% given up defensively shooting. Miami's defense is 132nd for adjusted efficiency, and Miami's defense is 221st effective field goal percentage. If they let Drake get hot, and if Drake starts to believe, Darren DeVries' son, Tucker DeVries, is the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. I think Drake wins this game. I have Drake shocking the world. I have Drake going to the Elite Eight. I have them running. As I said when I posted my bracket yesterday, I don't just post my bracket, I bet my bracket, all right? Drake losing could blow everything up. I had Virginia making a run. They lost. My bracket on that side got blown up. If Drake loses to Miami, my bracket on the other side gets blown up. But you got to take chances on the tournament because crazy things happen. Princeton won. Furman won. Got to take some chances. I think Miami, without their star post player, much like Houston, okay, injuries this time of the year are catastrophic. Drake +2 up against Miami, 1.1 units. All right. So 4 games in college basketball. Gonzaga over 157. Memphis -1.5. Vermont +10.5. And Drake +2. All right. Are these bets a bit more shaky than yesterday? Yeah. Okay. They're a little bit more boom or bust. I'll give you that. They could really blow up in my face, but I'm taking it. One hockey bet to tell you about. St. Louis is playing up against Washington. St. Louis is 19-9-5 to the over on the road this year, but they are 3-4-3 over their last 10. However, how about this? Here are the goals given up or goals scored in games involving the Blues over their last 5 games. 13, 8, 7, 6, and 8. 8 straight games involving the St. Louis Blues. 6 goals or more have been scored. Now, Washington, their goals over the last 5, 9, 8, 6, 5, and 6. Projected goaltenders, it can change. Jordan Binnington, who wanted to fight but then wasn't allowed to fight in his last game after getting shelled. 8 goals scored by the Wild in his last game. He was awful in that game before he got ejected. He gave up 5 goals before he got tossed. Probably would have given up more. Up against Lindgren, the backup goaltender for Washington, 2.62 goals against at home, 4, 2, 3, and 3 goals given up over the last 4. This is a -110, much like we saw yesterday. I didn't understand why Vancouver was 6.5. Game went under, or why it was -110, 6.5, and not 7. It went under. This is the same play. I don't really get this. I might lose this bet for that reason, but I don't know. I just think it's a kind of a system play. St. Louis games are going crazy over 6.5, 1.1 units, St. Louis and Washington in the NHL. The one bet that I want to give you from a lean perspective in the NBA that I might make later today, depending on how the games wind up going. The Chicago Bulls are at home against Minnesota, and Chicago at home has been a really crazy under team. They're 21-13 to the under at home. Minnesota is 18-15 to the over, but they are 7-3 to the under over their last 10 games. Total is 224.5, which is right where most of these games have been. We talked about it 2 nights ago when we were on the under for the Blazers. Sorry, for the Kings and the Bulls. 225 has been pretty much the number, and they teeter right around that number. But under for Sacramento, chance to go under here against the Timberwolves. And Minnesota played at home last time with a 233. Game went over by 43 points, but that was at home. That wasn't on the road. This is the first time they played at home, I believe. Yeah, this is the return game. So I'm a little hesitant because of what happened in the first matchup, but under against Boston, at home for Milwaukee. Last 2 road against Atlanta, it went over by 10 points. Against Brooklyn, it went over by 21 points. Sacramento on the road went over by 34 points, but against the Lakers, Clippers, and Golden State Warriors, all those games went under on the road. So it's a 3-2 mark to the under over the last 5 games for Minnesota, but I can't make it official. I'm not there yet. Got to watch and see how the day goes and everything else. But if you want an NBA play, there it is. All right, so I've given you a lot. Let me break it down here. Here is the official card for us here today on the Daily Juice. 4-1 yesterday. It now is a 7-4 week going. Gonzaga over 157 against GCU. Memphis minus 1.5 against FAU. These are all 1.1 unit bets. Vermont plus 10.5 against Marquette. Drake plus 2 against Miami. And St. Louis, Washington over 6.5, 1.1 units. So 5.5 units in play here today, much like that yesterday. I oftentimes don't string together great back-to-back days. Just warning you, it's happened before where I've been great for one day, gone 4-1, and then 1-4. Let's hope that doesn't happen here today for us on a Friday. Again, that parlay, go back and listen to it if you want. It's not official, but if you need a parlay, it's there. 5 bets. Auburn plus 5.5 is Saturday, but that bet is in officially for them against Houston coming up on Saturday. More bets on Saturday. My name is Matt Perrault. Follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt each and every morning. It's the Daily Juice Podcast being brought to you by BetMGM.